Hi, my name is John Lewis. I'm a third-year nursing student, currently in my third semester of nursing school. So I haven't been on in a while and I figured I should put something up. I did have a longer video planned, but that's going to take a while to actually get together. But anyway, I think I'll do something that's kind of easy and a little difficult, I guess, because I'm going to actually share my grades for the first two semesters of nursing school. So the reason I wanted to do this is I don't know. In my research for nursing school, I saw people, they talked about grades, but they didn't really talk about grades. So I'm going to say bluntly what I made in school, basically. So I guess I'll get started. My very first semester, my three classes were fundamentals, pathopharmacology, and physical assessment. I'm not sure if every program is pretty similar. I would think so. I know fundamentals probably all of them, but anyway, so that semester, I think it was jumping into the fire, I guess you could say, because I definitely realized the necessity of studying. Like, you really have to study for nursing school, and that it progressively is going to get harder and harder. So you definitely need to take the time to do it. So for that semester, pretty much it was a wash. I made B's in all the classes. Because at the beginning semester, I thought I could do like I normally did, maybe just cram a couple days ahead of time and do okay. And honestly, I didn't even study that effectively. Honestly, a lot of times it was like the day before or 2 days or really the night before. And I would try to cram everything in and maybe just for the test have the PowerPoint out and just scanning through it as hard as I could, hoping that I would pass. Luckily, I passed everything and did okay, but I know I didn't study effectively, and in physical assessment specifically, I almost got close to making a C because I did fail one of those tests. I'm still heated about it because I actually studied, I thought, pretty well for that test, but apparently what I studied was not effective, and I'm sure you'll find that too. Sometimes you study the wrong things, which really sucks. Anyway, so that was my first semester, and I guess we'll move on to the second semester because that's all I have. I only have 2 semesters in. For last semester, my 3 classes were nursing research, med-surg 1, and mental health. So I did study a whole lot more effectively. Research, we actually didn't have tests, so it was mostly just papers and, doing research basically. And a big research project we had to work on for most of the semester. So that one, no test, but I made an A in that class, so happy about that. And then for my mental health class, actually I started that class off a little bad, not really that bad, but basically I made an 80 on the very first test, and so I was like, I was really determined to get an A in that class, so I really studied hard, and luckily I ended up with an A in that class. Now, we're going to talk about med-surg 1, and I'm still heated about this, and you'll find out why in a second. So, I'm going to tell you all my test grades, because I don't mind sharing. Anyway, the very first test, I studied. I studied my butt off. I did everything I could. I looked at all the stuff I did a lot of practice questions. For me, that's what works. Flashcards, practice questions, what works for me for studying. So I did all that effectively. First test, I made a 96. Second test, I studied not as great as the first one, but I still did well. I made a 92. Third test, it just goes downhill. I still studied well, but I think there were a couple concepts I missed or didn't study as effectively as I could. So I made a 90 on that test. Fourth test, I got lazy. And I didn't start studying honestly until maybe 2 to 3 days before the test actually was. Yeah, that sucks. So, I didn't do bad. I didn't fail or anything. I made an 84 on that test. But considering my other grades, that's a big drop in the grand scheme of things. So that one, I was like, oh man, I need to pull it up. So it came down to my final because at that point, my average, I think, was 80. I don't know. It was in the high 80s, I think, or maybe low 90s, I'm not sure. Anyway, my very last test, my final, I needed an 88 to pass, or make an A. So I go into the final, I've been studying, I did everything I can, I thought, and I made an 87. Yeah, I made an 87 on that test. So I ended that semester with an 89.93. And that's going to haunt me for the rest of my life because, as I'm sure most of the programs I've heard about, they do not round in nursing school. That's what you will find out. They don't round, don't matter the cause or situation, they will not round a grade at all. So 89.93 is an 89.93, and that's all it is. So that's how I made a B in Med-Surg 1. Still heat about that, if you can't tell. Oh man, God. It's just like there were two questions specifically. When I was taking the test, I was like, and I'm not gonna tell you what they were, but there were two questions specifically I could remember. I had picked the right answer, and I looked at it, and the important thing is, like, I rationalized a different answer. So they tell you, or my program did, usually your first choice is the right choice. So I think the only way you should ever change an answer is with 100% certainty. You should have very good reasons, and like it should be definite, not that I think I have the wrong answer. Because even now, even my most recent test, I did it again. I rationalized a wrong answer, and so you just don't want to do that. You don't want to force yourself into a wrong answer. So that's definitely one of my tips. There is like go with your right answer. And with your gut, usually it's going to be right, especially if you study well. So that's my Med-Surg scenario, but it's okay. The good thing is I ended up with a 3.5, I think. Yeah, it was 3.5. I made the dean's list, so I mean, that's great considering my first semester I made all B's, so I'm in a good trajectory. I said that weird, but no, I'm not even going to try again. Trajectory. There we go. Trajectory. So that's good. My goal for this semester, of course, is to make all A's. I want to do that. That's just a personal goal. And so far, it's going okay. I got to do better. This semester is pretty hectic. We have a lot of stuff going on, but I'm getting through it, and I think I will do better on this next test and my other test and all my other classes. So we will see if I can pull out an A, and I will let you guys know because I like to share my grades. Even if I don't do as well as I expect, I don't mind sharing them because, I do want to let you know it's okay if you don't make all A's. Like it's perfectly okay. Nobody's gonna judge you any different. And actually, I've read a lot that sometimes it's the B nurses and sometimes even the C nurses that end up being the better nurses in general. I forget what their reasoning was for it, but just because somebody might be book smart doesn't mean they can translate that into the world. And that's not to say, just because you're book smart, you're going to do worse in nursing. No, there are plenty of very, very intelligent nurses who always made straight A's, who are phenomenal nurses that I've met. So I'm just saying, don't be discouraged if like you're making, as long as you're passing and you're going through the program, you are accomplishing something. So don't ever feel bad for maybe not doing as well as you might have done in your prerequisite classes or you're used to doing, because as long as you're continuing the program, that is something. There are hundreds, thousands of people who fail out of programs or who just can't handle the testing or handle the workload or anything like that. So your ability to get through any semester is an accomplishment in itself. Making the grades is great, of course. Making A's is great, but it's not the end all be all. You can still be an amazing nurse and be a B student. You can still be an amazing nurse and make C's. So don't ever let that be your barometer or your how you assess your ability to be a nurse. It's going to be, I'm not a nurse yet. I'm not an RN registered nurse, but I feel like it's going to be more so on your willingness to do stuff, your willingness to learn after you get out the job or get out and start doing the job, and honestly your people skills, because that's another big thing that all the book smarts can't help you with. People skills is difficult, um, as everybody knows it's on here. So anyway, that is my quick story about my grades for the first 2 semesters. And I just wanted to share those, and hopefully somebody gets some enjoyment out of that, or maybe can find some motivation from it. I don't know. I don't know what it would motivate you for, but maybe you can see that somebody else is doing it and they aren't making all A's, but they're still going through the program. So if you have any questions, just let me know. I'd be happy to answer them. If you have any topics you want me to cover, just let me know. I'd be happy to talk about them. I don't mind. I'm a pretty open book. So if you did like what you heard today, just like and subscribe. I would appreciate that. I do want the YouTube algorithm to notice me. So I'm sure you hear that all the time if you watch YouTube videos, but it'd be nice. I actually hit 100 views, which wasn't expected, honestly. I just started this channel, I didn't expect to hit it so quickly. Like, it's been a month and I hit 100 views, and just to have 100 people to watch me is very exciting. And to get more and more subscribers is very entertaining. So I hope to continue to put out content. I hope to put out quality content. I hopefully will get better at this editing thing, because I had to make a cut here, you probably saw. So hopefully it's not too terrible, but I hope to get better. And lighting's not too bad on here, I think. I am using my phone to record, so I don't know, maybe one day I'll invest in a camera. Right now I'm a broke student, so all I got is my phone. So anyway, I hope you have an amazing day, and thank you for watching.